From the studios of YMSL, today we have not one, not two, but three very special guests coined by Bub last week as the big three of swimming. We have Captain Zack Ashkenazi.
How you doing?
We have last year Triple Crown winner and MVP David Farca. And then we have the big acquisition that you guys made this year. The big difference between butter and swimming. The man on the bump having himself a serious year, Max Yedid. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Nice to be here.
Another sweep today, must feel good. But before we get there, something was brewing on the other racetrack field today.
I heard about this.
I mean, it was wild to see. You have an 0-6 rough and rowdy team, a team that you guys played. And then you have the Lookout squad led by A.D. Saka. You played them last week. You split with them. Your only loss of the year. And Rough and Rowdy had no pitcher. Sonny Shalom was their pitcher for 2 games. And I thought it was going to be at least one mercy. I thought it was going to be a nightmare. The scorekeepers were joking with each other. I'm going to get an Uber for 3 p.m. because this game is never going to end. And there were 2 extra inning games. This red team, who was winless, had the lead in the 7th inning in both games.
Oh my God.
So, what do you hear from that part of the field, and what is your view on these 2 teams right now?
So, what we heard is that, we saw a lot of action going on over there. We kept hearing word that Rough and Rowdy was up. That's all we heard all day. And then speaking to some people after the game, they completely fumbled both games. I mean, they had it right there. Sonny Shalom apparently was on the mound, and they played 4 outfielders, and they did their thing, and it was there for the taking. But they didn't come through.
It would have been great for us, that's for sure.
We would have loved it.
I mean, I originally called a split.
Yeah, you did.
Because usually when, a substitute pitcher's on the mound, especially a guy that's coming in from the outfield, there's always a lot of pressure on the other team to rock them, and they always try to do too much. And my experience with those games usually turns out where you always lose one, and it's like a reality check. So I spoke to my brother-in-law Teddy, and he said they could have easily lost both games there.
Yeah.
And I was shocked because we played that team last week, and they're a top 3 team, top 2 team. And again, it would have been huge for us if Rough and Rowdy stole a game.
So here's what they did. They put Sonny on the mound. He made your job look easy because he was cruising. He was doing fine. He was just putting the ball over.
I heard he was coming in like just straight lobs where the ball was hitting the strike zone at the end.
Yeah, it was like a high arcing pitch.
He wasn't walking people all day?
He was not
Just
walking
throwing
people.
strikes from what I know.
And they went 4 outfielders, and they said, hit the ball as far as you want.
Right.
Some of these guys were rocking it,
Yeah.
but, that field is huge.
Yep.
And boom, 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 catches all
And
day.
Rough and Rowdy has an unbelievable outfield.
An
I mean,
unbelievable-
Irwin and ABJ.
Yeah.
They
And then
don't
they
need
put
anyone
Zeke
else.
Dweck and Albert Sitt. So it's actually
have
4
4
outfielders.
great outfielders, yeah.
Their issue is they have no infielders. So to have plenty of outfielders, even with Sonny on the mound, they had plenty of outfielders. Okay, so now listen to this, though, because it was actually Irwin. End of game 1, you have Rough and Rowdy's up by 1.
Heard about this.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Last inning, they're up by 1, bases loaded, 1 out. Nanu Zolta's up. He doesn't rock one. He hits a shallow fly ball to left. I'd say shallow to average. Even debatable if the guy's going to score. Irwin catches the ball, but he sort of hesitated. He did not gun the ball home. He was looking to see if the guy was going to tag. The runner was Carlos, so he's fast. He was for sure going to tag. By the time he tagged, Irwin threw a strike, but it was just too late. That's how they tied the game. And then an inning later, they got the walk-off. But if Irwin comes up gunning right away, I'm telling you, he has him at the plate, and they win the game.
Yeah.
They win the game at the plate. But, okay, Max, you face both these lineups. Rough and Rowdy was week 1, right? It was the Friday game, July 3rd. Are they as bad as 0-8, or?
I mean, I don't think they are. I think they're just running into tough luck. Their team had a lot of changes. They weren't able to really mesh. And, week 1, not having Ikey Cohen there kind of hurt them when they had him. They put 2 on Ancona, and they were tough fought games. But, I mean, swimming's a good team, so we put them up against it.
Yeah.
To start off down 0-2, you're grinding from that.
Now, let me ask you, because I said in the preseason show, I was pushing for all these guys at the bottom of your lineup to be hitting. You can't just rely on 2 guys. And I said the statement, you're not going to win games 2-1 in this league. You're just not. yet. You won 2-1 against Rough and Rowdy. You then won 1-0 in another game. And then today you really basically won 1-0 because it was 0-0 into the 8th inning.
Yeah.
I think you won another game 3-1. So maybe you can win games in so
And that's what our
low
team's
scores.
kind of built for. You know, we have that defense that's going to be rock solid. You know, people doubted certain positions, but we knew deep down that, you know, Abe Haber in left he'll make every single play, and even ones that others won't in left.
Yeah.
Farca in center, you know, people doubt him, but the jumps he gets, the reads he gets on balls, he's getting everything. Teep-up in right, people doubt him too. He's holding his own, he's taking care of business, and our infield is top notch.
Solid.
Nobody doubted you.
Top
That
notch.
is
Ruby
solid.
Saka playing
That's
out of his mind
It's
this
on
year.
fire.
Easy Gold Glove candidate.
Oh my
right
God.
there, for sure.
100%. Okay, let's go over to Fireman's for a second. All right, Fireman's playground, not much doing, although next week I'm sure we'll have some action. You guys are there next week. But this week we had Nate B against the Max Sutton DX team. Did you play them yet or no?
Yeah, we played them.
We didn't play them
played-
in a full squad, though.
Max
Different
Sutton.
squad they had.
They didn't
Version
have-
1 you
They
played.
didn't have
yeah.
green, version 2, I think.
played
Right,
both of those
2.0,
teams
not
before the trade.
4.0. Gotcha. Okay,
They didn't
fine.
have Greenberg, but they played the rest of their full team.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if Max made a good move with this trade because his team doesn't look right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they got killed in 2 straight games today. They barely competed. They went up 2-0 in game 2 for a minute. The other team scored 4 or 5 runs right back on them. And Naby had like a walk in the park today.
Yeah.
Walk in the park. It looks
Heard
like
he's cruising.
Yeah, he was cruising. He wasn't even sweating. It was 100 degrees. Looks like he's hitting his stride right now, and it looks like he's not so thrilled that Max is taking all the headlines from the mound. You know,
I know he'll make a run for that Cy Young. I know he will.
yeah, he's not just gonna hand it over to you now.
Yeah.
And now he's waking up. He says maybe some other teams peaked too early. I believe
Right.
that was a shot at you guys.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
that's what he's holding on to. So
I mean, you got to know that he's going to be there at the end because when he's on the mound, he's going to carry his team far. That's for sure. He's always, you're always worried when it comes to maybe. But the question is, does he have the lineup that's going to hit for him when push comes to shove later in the season? And I think that's their main question.
That's definitely their main question.
but they exploded today.
They finally
They
exploded.
exploded.
And
I
they
heard
feel
they
good.
were rocking the ball and doing all those things.
Yeah. Rubi Chalouh had a great day. He had a great doubleheader. He had a ball a mile. I don't know if it was a home run or not, but I heard he was rocking the ball all day. That's a key guy for them.
Yeah.
That's their X factor.
That's their X factor. Al Zolta also hasn't really been doing anything this year yet on either side, offense or defense. Supposedly today he had a good day. Juber started
had a
hitting
good
today.
day.
He's a key guy for them. All these guys woke up today. I don't know if that's a product of DXB just, really hitting the skids or if they're really, ready to take that next step. I guess we'll see as the season goes. But like you said, Navy right now is the 4 seed. They swept today. They assumed if they swept that they'd jump to the 3 somehow, but everybody swept today. So they're still in the 4 seed. If the playoffs started today, you have a 1-game playoff Navy against the cold-blooded team that you played today. So that would be phenomenal.
What a game that would be.
Would love to watch that one.
And you do not want to face Navy 1 game.
No.
I mean, I'm
It's
sure
tough.
they all want him out of that 4 spot.
Yeah.
We would love nothing more.
Nothing
That's
more.
for sure.
Exactly. And also, if he's alive, he's as good as a 1 seed. So until you
Yeah.
put him out, he's lethal.
Okay, now the game I really want to get to. Not yours yet. This Fireman's East game was off the wall. It was crazy.
10 innings, right?
Yeah, no. 13
13.
innings.
We're off-handed
0-0.
Wow. That's
0-0.
like the play-in game last year.
It was very similar,
Similar.
and it was Jeffrey Saka again, and it was
Wow.
the same field as the playing game
Wow.
last year. And so your game was scoreless today also into
Yeah.
extra innings, but then this game, outdid that one. First of all, in game 1, Dbacks got killed. They lost 9-2 or something like that. 7-2 or 9-2, I forgot. Okay, game 2, 0-0 game. Dbacks have men on all day long. They cannot get the big hit. Now we get to extra innings. Jeffrey gets his team together. He gets them in a huddle. Says, give me 1 run. It's all we need is 1 run. I promise you.
Wow, he's feeling it.
7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning. There was an inning, D-backs had a leadoff triple
Oh,
in extra innings in a 0-0 game.
JT's got to be.
Guy never budged off third base. There's another inning. They get JT's on third base. I don't know if you heard about this yet.
JT mentioned it in the captain's chat a little bit.
Okay. JT on third base. He gets the fly ball that they need. They're going to finally score a run. I think it's the 11th or 12th inning. JT tags up to score. He's going to for sure score. Bam, trips right on his face.
Oh my God.
Has to get up, make a U-turn, go back to third. I mean, totally
Wow. Wasn't in the cards for them to win today.
crazy. And then finally, the other team strung together 1 or 2 hits,
Oh my God.
and they scored the run. But now they're 2-6, the Dbacks.
That's bad.
Dbacks gave you an F on your draft.
Yeah.
Their
And they
captain-
gave themselves an A. So.
And they gave themselves an A. And he said, not only did you get an F, last year you should have been banned for life.
Yeah.
And then this year he said your team is even worse than last
That I
year.
should be banned from drafting for the rest of my career.
Very interesting. Jackie
JT
Tower.
with his
Very interesting.
draft grades.
Yeah, JT with the draft grades always
Infamous,
nails him.
infamous.
So what do you have to say back to JT now that he's 2-6 and on the brink?
I mean, I hope he's actually still alive when we see him week 7 and we get to put him out. You know, the scheduling department did us a little favor, and we'll have our last word. That's it.
He's out of his misery.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business. Swimming. All right, we have the big 3 here, and you know, a lot of action with this team, a lot of fans with this team. You're playing on the playground this upcoming week, so we're expecting a full house. We got extra security, the whole deal, and I mean, you guys are answering every question. The biggest question was, do you have any offense besides you two? Because if one of you gets out and you pitch around the other one, it's a long time till you come up again. So how are we doing in that regard?
In that regard, I would say we're doing unbelievable. They had a bunch of those today. We were tested. Our lineup was tested. They walked me a bunch of times to get to Shimi Cohen, who was batting 4. They walked Abe Haber a couple times to face Leon Harari. And we made him pay today. They walked me in a big situation to load the bases. Shimi Cohen came through, so we're answering the bell. And when we get 2, we end up getting 4 and 6,
Right.
and it explodes.
Now, Farca, how's it playing with this guy for 2 years in a row? I mean,
It's unbelievable. If I could play with him every year, I would. You know, we're really gelling together now, and he's really an unbelievable leader. You know, all around unbelievable leader, and you know, he knows how to rally the troops and get everybody going and make sure everybody stays focused. And it's really a pleasure playing with Zach.
you're batting behind him.
I'm batting behind.
We made that switch.
You didn't do that last
We
year,
made
right?
that switch right before the season, and it's been working.
Yeah.
It's been
Definitely,
working.
playing in
And
our
another, and you know, Nathan Betesh, you got to give him credit. You know, we were questioning whether or not we wanted to put him in the leadoff spot,
Right.
and we were back and forth on it for a long time. And we said, you know, we got to give him the shot, and he has been unbelievable, drawing
Tremendous.
key walks in big spots, coming through with big hits to get me and Zach up, and it's been leading to big innings and it's leading to W's.
Okay, Max, going into this year, when you saw the roster on swimming, what did you think of the roster? Did you have any questions? Were you simply pumped up, or what was your question marks? And be honest.
Well, I mean, after that first 2 rounds, when it was us 3 on the team, I mean, I was just ready to go. We had a little chat going, and we were just talking softball and what we plan to do on Sunday in the draft. And already I could tell that I'm dealing with 2 very intelligent softball minds. So going into the season with that core, you know, we just had to build a team around that. And I think pretty much every pick we were on the same page. We all kind of agreed on the direction we should go. We were very set up.
What was the
pre-draft.
direction? What was your game plan for
Well,
Sunday?
we did want hitters to surround the big 2 in the lineup,
Right.
and we had to get the depth down below. We saw that there were kind of a lot of outfielders out there, so we wanted to stiffen up that infield. And you know, that we traded back a lot of our picks, so we really had 2 picks before we had a group of 3. That turned out to be David Rishti and Avi. Actually,
Yeah.
it was Avi.
And then you shipped out
and
Avi for who?
for Nate B.
Betesh.
Wow,
That was a big
Which is,
discussion with us, yeah. And then we had 3 in a row that turned out to be Rubi Chalouh, Abe Haber, and Stephen Betesh. And I'll say we killed it with those 3
Boom, boom,
picks.
boom.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Checking
First of all,
the
this guy
boxes.
Rubi Chalouh, I never saw him before this year.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was. All I
didn't
heard, is he has a good glove. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
This guy's great.
Yeah, he's a really good fielder. I mean, he's Gold Glove caliber every year. it's just a matter of putting him in the right spot and keeping him focused. And the guy's money in the bank. He's making a diving play.
He makes a diving play
Once
every
or
time.
twice
I'm
a
there.
week.
He's
In a
never
big
been this
spot,
good.
no
He's
less.
out of his mind this year.
But,
it's
I knew I
incredible
played with
to
him in
watch.
high school. I knew exactly how he would play next to me, and we
Interesting guy. He cut his jersey down to here or
listen,
something.
we let everyone
Let everyone be free in your
It's a
clubhouse.
swimming vibe.
Yeah.
vibe.
It's such a great vibe. By the way, you guys were you guys close before Butter, or were you friends already, or not really?
So we're related.
Okay. Oh, you're related,
We're
right?
related.
EB.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
but now coming off of last year, that Zach and I knew we somewhat had unfinished business,
Yeah.
and we knew that the only thing that's going to change us is getting the real deal pitcher right here, and that's
Yeah.
Max, and it's proving. 7-1, we feel like we're the real deal team right now, and not a lot's going to stop us.
I spoke to Z after the playoffs last year, that night, the night you lost to the White Walkers, and all you said was, "We have everything, we just don't have a pitcher." That's a huge item not to
That's the
have.
one we're missing.
And his list was very short on who we wanted for the following year. It's pretty hard to get an AB when you know he's going to go first overall and he's first round slotted. But he said at the time, "I'm getting Max Yedid next year," or if not him, I think you had a list of maybe two other guys, Max, maybe Max, and maybe one other guy, maybe not even that. But from last year, he said, "I want the same type of team with a pitcher," and then he goes and gets Max Yedid. You got him before you drafted Farca.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Me and Max were talking for maybe 2 weeks before that. Just
Nobody knew that, and everyone was so open with their draft. I was
Yeah.
like, "Why is nobody keeping any secrets?
well,
What's
it
wrong
was
with you
Great
guys?"
secret we kept.
we were just coming off a night league championship together, me and Max, and even before that, I knew I should have picked him the year before, and it was a whole back and forth. But I actually traded up two different times to secure myself Max Yedid this year, and then once I was able to get Farca, that was gravy on top.
Now, how are you? It's a hard question to really answer, but how are you creating this vibe where everyone on your team in a 0-0 game today? That's a tight game, right? Like, and I've been to every field and I see tie games all over the place. Your team is very different in a tight game. It's like you're taking it seriously for sure. You guys are intense, but like there's some sort of vibe where everyone is loose. How do you do that?
Confidence.
Yeah.
It's full confidence. We know that Max is going to hold his own no matter what. It's just a matter of time of when we're going to get that big inning and come through with the big hits, and we know when that's going to happen. It's an automatic W for us. Max has been, I'm playing in this league now, I'd say about 6 or 7 years. I'm yet to see a performance like this so far halfway through the year.
Yeah.
I think he's got an ERA under 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which is
And in
scary.
softball, it's insane. It's insane. And he's battling, and he's patient, and
He's patient. You're
He's
not
patient.
getting frustrated that
Yeah.
it's 1-1 in the 6th or
He
0-0.
I know
He
we'll
knows.
break through. I know the
He
vibe
knows.
of the team, and I know that if I give up 2 runs or 3 runs and we're down 3-0, that I'll stop it there and we'll chisel our way back. We'll fight our way and do our best. And this year we've been doing it.
we went down today early, 1-0 in game 2. I think it was the second inning.
Yeah, we didn't panic.
We didn't panic. We came back and we put up a 3 spot, and then it was cruise control. We knew that once we got that 3-1 lead, the vibe is that it's enough for Max. So everything on top of that is gravy, and it's true. And it's been working. It's been like that all season long.
Yeah.
There was a play today, I think it was 6th inning. They actually loaded the bases for Farca, and you didn't come through. Very rare time you didn't come through. So I was saying, not only is that a big out, but now you split you two up because now you're leading off the next innings. So unless you homer or double or whatever, it's
Right.
only so much
They're
damage.
feeling good about it.
They're feeling great. Not only did they get Farca out, they split you guys up. They bought themselves another inning or whatever it is.
It's the first time that happened, I think, all
Yeah,
season.
it really has.
You
It's
know?
been a while.
And
Yeah.
I was upset about that, but I had to make my adjustments
Yeah,
at the
he
plate.
was-
Yeah,
and I
you
did.
almost
He
killed
did.
Leo the next at bat with a
Yeah.
1,000-mile-an-hour.
I was afraid on that. I was
Dude,
like,
that
oh my
was-
god.
I was angry because I live off those, and
Yeah.
I know I'm there to do it. That's I'm batting second, and my
And-
goal is to get Z up right behind me
Yep.
and keep the line
And
moving.
Dave came to me after he made out there and said, I know exactly what I was doing and what I'm doing wrong, and I'm changing it this way, and I'm confident I'm good.
Well, he annihilated the ball the next
it was,
at bat.
and that was the game, just to apply the pressure on them first and third, nobody out. Now they have to make decisions, this, that, and that's exactly when the rest of our lineup came through. They put me on, and Steve Betesh clean rip. And
They had to put you on. I know Nate Betesh was all animated. You walked him to get to him. You got to get the force at home. You're not pitching to you in that situation. I'm sorry. You got
It's
to.
the right move.
I guess it's the right move, but it ended up ballooning to 4 by putting me on
It ballooned
because
to
the rest
4.
of our lineup made him pay.
You don't want it to balloon to 4.
Right.
We understand that. But you want to try to keep it 0-0.
Yeah.
An extra innings or
I
seventh
mean, yeah,
inning.
of course. A
you
run's
gotta
hard
get
to
the
come
force at
by.
home.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's you compared to Stephen Betesh, although he's having a good year.
He's having a
Yeah.
phenomenal year. He's hitting
The
unbelievable.
ball's coming
this
off
year.
his bat, something different. I mean,
He's a cleanup hitter
Yeah.
this season. Easy.
And you without Rishdi today.
average. Yep.
But yeah, it's Stephen Betesh. Jigga had a good day today or not? I saw him.
Jigga hit the ball pretty well, better than in weeks past, but nothing to result from it. I mean,
The key guy really is Haber. The key guy is Haber because yeah, Stephen Betesh is very good. You know what you're getting from him. He's been in the league for a long time. Haber could really break out.
Yeah.
I think in week 1 he was the most important guy. He had the 2 ribbies, and he's throwing guys out all over the place. If you have this guy having a breakout season, I don't know. I think you guys go all the way. I really do. Okay, let's go across the league real quick. Look out. They seem to be in very tight games. With their lineup, I feel like they should be scoring a lot more. With Chalouh, with Ali, with Nanu.
I think their lineup is tremendous. I mean, we faced them last week, and it was just like, wow, this guy's up. Oh, this guy's up. And looking at their numbers, looks like everyone's having a good year. I mean, I don't know what's exactly happening on the field with them, but they seem to be a really great lineup. I know A.B. Sacco mentioned today, personally, that he couldn't throw a strike and struggled all day. I mean, I don't know if that contributes, back and forth, but...
I mean, we really did a good job with that lineup. They're a great lineup, but we just played them
I
great.
mean, you do a good job
We
with
had a
every
game
lineup,
plan.
yeah.
I mean, we took care of them, but they got great hitters. Nathan Zolta smacks the ball. Ali's hitting great this year. He actually hit me well.
Steven Chalouh.
I'm going to make an early prediction, very early in the week.
And they play Navy.
They play Navy. I think Navy's taking 2.
Yeah.
And I think you're alone in first place at the end of next week. I think. We'll see what happens, but I don't like how Lookout's playing against Rough and Rowdy. You guys, you split with them, but I thought you looked a little bit better than them last week, my own opinion. I'm just a little concerned with them. Even the week 1 when they beat
Cold-blooded.
They beat Cold Blooded. Who they play week 2? I don't remember. But in week 2, I didn't like how they looked either. They're winning games, so you give them credit, and they're 7-1. You can't knock them. I'm just making a little prediction from now that they're going to lose 2 this upcoming week.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, we're here for it.
you're here for
We're
it.
here for it. I mean, we got to take care of our business. We're not looking at scoreboards, but of course,
Okay. Any chance this red Rough and Rowdy team at 0-8?
The
I
red.
mean, they somehow got lucky today. The 3 teams they needed to lose all lost
guess they're
2
still alive,
games
right?
today. They're still alive.
Mathematically.
They
Yeah.
have to win out.
They sort of have to win out, you would think, unless these teams keep losing. But today they got a ton of scoreboard help. All the teams up top kept running away, okay, and all the teams on the bottom lost too. So they lost a week.
It would have really helped their cause if they stole one game today,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
They had
Been
both.
huge.
They had both.
And I heard game 2 over there that Saul Towell was gunned down at the plate,
Bases
winning
loaded,
run.
that base is loaded,
With
1 out.
Yeah, with Irwin on deck. I heard.
Bases loaded, 1 out, down by 1. No, bases loaded, 2 outs, right?
I heard 1
I
out.
think 1 out.
1 out. Irwin Cohen in the on deck circle.
That's right. That's why it's
Sonny
such a bad
Shalom,
play.
I think got a hit or something.
Sonny
Tony
Shalom
Brown
had a hit.
threw him out at the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He's
clutch
playing
hit,
shallow and left.
clutch hit
against
by
Sonny.
Sonny, but as he said, they're playing me so shallow. The guy had the ball. Okay, so they're down by 1. Bases loaded. Base hit Sonny Shalom. Run from third, obviously. Scores tie game. Saul Towell coming from second, rounds third. They send him. Now, if you don't send him, it's still bases loaded, 1 out. Irwin Cohen is up. They have the bottom of the inning. All he's got to do is fly ball out deep to left and win a game. You win a game. You're 0-7. You can win a game.
You'll take it.
Instead, from what I understand, Saul was out by, I don't know,
Yeah.
7 feet or
He
something.
said he told me after the game he was sent and
he went.
he just went and
And
had no chance. Yeah,
Cash was standing there with the
standing
ball.
there with the ball. That Teddy
Yep.
was practically in the infield with the ball already.
That play could cost them the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easily can cost them the season. They missed the playoffs. They're going to go back on that and remember that. You know,
I think
if
they had a
didn't make
bunch of
that-
those this year.
It's
but
crazy.
Yeah, they could've
that's
won
what's
a lot.
unfortunate, you know. When you're struggling, nothing goes your way, and you end up really struggling.
Domino effect.
I think the best thing for them is that they still haven't played the teams that they're fighting for to get into the playoffs. They've played the better teams.
Right.
So if you sweep those teams and have that head-to-head,
Yeah, just make
you
it
can
in.
jump them.
That's
They can get
true.
into that 4-5
Who do
game.
they play this week?
Good question. Look it up who they play.
They're gonna play JT.
DX.
They're gonna
That's a
play
big
DX.
matchup. That's a big matchup. And you know what? If they sweep them and pick up a little momentum, maybe make a late push for the playoffs.
They have to sweep them.
You
They have to
never
start
know.
winning games. Can any of these bottom 3 teams make the playoffs? You have DX and you have the Dbacks. They're 2 and 6, and then you have this 0 and 8 team. Cold-blooded's 3 and 5, but they seem like they're much better than
Yeah,
these other
they're
ones.
they're a dangerous 3 and 5. I'll tell you. I mean,
Their lineup's
yeah,
unbelievable.
their lineup's ridiculous.
Jacobatti's having
Their
a
outfield,
defense.
nothing falls. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know why they're 3 and 5. Can you see any of these bottom teams getting in? If so, which one is of the 3?
I put my money on Jeffrey Saka.
yeah,
Jeffrey
what I was
Saka,
gonna
at
say,
the
too.
end of the day, when push comes to shove and you need to win a game, you put him on the mound, and like he did it last year against you guys in that winner go home
Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
And you put him in a big game, he shows up.
He
And
does.
He always shows up.
He did it today.
yeah.
So
They
I
said
put my
he's
money on
pitching
Dbacks.
unbelievable this year. That he just can't get
His
any run
lineup's,
support.
his lineup's not so strong, but my money's on Jeffrey Saka making a last minute push. I mean, DX with that whole big trade, you don't know if they're really going to gel.
Right.
And Rough and Rowdy is a long shot at
Too
2 and
far
8.
out.
You know, Jeffrey Saka's been there and done it before. I experienced it. I think it was that Sack Attack team. They were dead in the water, made a last minute push. I think they got into the playoffs at like 5 and 9 or 6 and 8, and they
Yeah.
won.
They are hard to kill. Those it's hard. You know, like the enemy in a bad movie keeps
Yeah,
coming back,
he's
keeps
still
coming back,
fighting.
keeps coming back. Jeffrey always keeps coming back. I just don't know if his offense can do it this year. I mean, today was dreadful. It's dreadful. Lee's not hitting. Jordy was hitting, but he didn't hit today. Only JT hit today, and he fell
Puka
down.
is still getting his feet under him.
Puka is
He's
still-
not hitting too well.
Didn't
I
hit.
mean, that's a
but-
good top 4.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
That's a
serious.
good top 4. You know?
I know.
But I
Even
guess
Morris
sometimes-
Harari, like I'm waiting for him to belt one. Like last year, he had 3-4 homers.
Yeah, he's
Nothing
usually good
this
for
year.
those.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can get Buka going a little bit, and Lee's a key for them because Lee's
Lee's
a
key.
great hitter.
Lee's key.
But if he's not going to turn it around soon, you're going to rely on Jordy and JT. It's not going to be enough for them.
Lee was up with a man on third also late in the game. Maybe not extras, but 6th inning or something. Man on third, 1 out. They had man on third, 1 out the whole game.
Yeah,
they
it
couldn't
seems
score.
like it.
I mean, they have the core.
They
Yeah,
have the
they
core.
lost that week 1 game when they should have beat one more time, and I feel like that's going to
That was
Sort of
bad.
snowball
That
into
all
themselves.
year.
That was a bad blow.
I think one more time is going to keep winning, and I think they're going to get to the 3 seed. And that game is going to be the reason why that week 1 game that they stole from the Dbacks.
I think they're flying under the radar one more time.
Yeah.
One more time, I should
Whenever
say.
you
One-
got an AB flying, I mean,
Yeah.
he's
No,
always
but this
gonna
year
make a
more
late
than
push.
ever, he's flying under the radar. Usually he's like right there, top of the standings.
Yeah.
But
You know
Usually he
he's
makes a
gonna get
move
in.
early and then he cruises.
Exactly.
This
You
year
know
he
he's going to
cruised.
get in. You know
Yeah.
he's going to get in. And when you put him on the mound, you're liable to get a 3-hit shutout from him, and he can carry his
Yeah,
team
you never
all the
know.
way.
I'm noticing a much calmer Navy this year. I'm trying to rile him up a little bit, and he's like,
he's
no.
not hiding.
It's like everything's fine. We're 3 and 3. We're team's great. You know, no
Yeah.
pressure just yet. It's early.
Get
They'll
him in
turn it
his-
up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's when it comes
he
to
has
play.
that. Get me into the playoffs, and we'll go from there.
So the RBJ prediction, which would be, you guys will sign to this right now. The RBJ prediction is World Series, Navy versus Max Yedid in the World Series. I think all the fans will sign up for that. The league won't because they want to all be in. But you know, he sees one more time making that move, and look out, and the ones who knock coming down a little bit. Last thing, let's talk about the ones who knock because we didn't mention them all day today. Ralph Hannon today gave up, I think, 1 run in the 2 games. Maybe 2 runs or something like that.
And they had a 13-inning game.
13-inning game, 20 innings in total.
Wow.
Guy was great. He was great. In and out of trouble all day long. Shimi Cohen is like, remember last year he started slow and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Not this year.
He
I
beat
heard
us
he got
last
another
year.
bomb.
Phenomenal. First pitch of the day.
Wow.
Ricky Henderson style. First pitch bomb, home run, 1-0. They had a fun time in game 1, but then the game 2 he also had the big double.
Wow.
He had the big double when they finally scored. This guy's having a year. And then, interesting move. You guys like the strategy a little bit. They had men on. This is how they won. John Eliezer hit the walk-off sac fly. It was men on first and third, 1 out, Mavorah on deck. It was men on. Was it men on first and third or second and third? It was actually second and third. First base was open. Everyone was saying they should walk Eliezer
Force.
to get the force and everything. Only problem is Mavorah was like unstoppable today.
Wow.
All day. Left field gap, right field gap, singles, but everywhere. So they pitched to John and
He made it
easily.
It's funny, I had a conversation with a few people the other day about who you wouldn't want to face in that exact situation. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Ikey Mavorah's name was in that picture out of everyone in the softball community.
I'm surprised because he could get ground into 2.
He's just smart. He knows what to do, and he's one of the smartest guys in the league. So
He has the ability to do it also.
Mhm.
It's a difference to know what to do and have the ability to
Yeah.
do it.
Right.
By the
Know to
way,
go to the right
he's
side.
helping Ralph Hannon a lot. He's on first base while Ralph is pitching or whatever. He's talking to him the whole entire game. Ralph has had some issues in the postseason. I think Mavorah, who also had his issues in the postseason for so long, but somehow he seems to be his voice that could be helping him. That team is also very overlooked because, you know, they have that long lineup. They have two Toot and 2 Greenstein. How he's not on your team, I'll still
We would
doesn't
love to
fit.
have him. We would love to have
Still
him.
doesn't fit, but
yeah, we traded up in the draft, and they traded down in the draft.
yeah. They had all those picks in a row.
Yeah.
But that team is also going under the radar. Like
That's, I mean, that's who we see this week. So
that's who you're playing this
that's
week.
who we're
We're gonna
playing.
be
Yeah.
scouting them
Fire's
hard.
playground.
It's a similar team to last year.
Very,
Very
Morris
well
Cassie.
balanced team.
And they won.
very similar. And Ralph is actually more powerful than Leo,
Leo.
even. You know, and he's
Yeah.
got the bat.
It's got to be it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a great game. That's on the playground?
Yeah. it's
All right, we're
on
going to
the
make that our game of the week on the playground.
Let's go,
We have
baby.
swimming versus the ones
Very
who not.
excited.
Any parting words for the fans from the big 3 over here of swimming? Zach, take it away. What do you have to say? You guys here to
Max?
win a championship? What do you?
Yeah,
Any
I mean-
predictions? Any guarantees? What do you want to say?
Anytime you go in, it's championship or bust. So if we're not hoisting the trophy at the end of the year, I think all of us would agree
Yeah,
that
we got our eyes set on the championship, and
And it's a
I
failure.
mean, no guarantees, but we know what we need to do this year, and we have the team to do it, and we just got to keep executing.
I'm in it to win it. I've been in this league long enough.
I get him his first shift this
I
year.
think
We gotta
Zach,
get this
I think
guy
Zach did a tremendous job at the draft, and the record speaks for itself. If Max continues, and he will continue to pitch the way he's pitching, I really don't see a lot of teams stopping this.
Okay, well, the league is definitely taking note. Everyone's talking about swimming. You guys are 7-1. That's legit. That's a real record. It's a big difference than 5-1 or 3-1. 7-1 is can't argue with 7-1.
It's tough.
And now you have the ones who knock next week. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for going around
Thank
the league
you.
with us. With,
It was fun.
as Bub coined it, the big 3 of swimming. Of course, it takes 12 to win, and you got only role players,
Sure.
but 3
They're all
first-round
doing it.
picks right
They're
in
all
front of
doing
me
it.
over here. So good luck the rest of the way. Swimming 7-1. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way. 6 more regular season games. Hopefully, you secure that 1 seed like you want. You want home field throughout,
That's the
and
first goal right there.
maybe we see a championship parade in the pool. We'll see how it goes.
We're aiming for it.
Thank you, Max Yedid, David Farca, Zack
Thanks for
Ashkenazi.
having
Thank
us.
you, Norman.
We'll be back.